Rice recall shock. What's really hiding in your pantry? A massive recall has hit thousands of rice bags from a local Butte County producer, Lundberg Family Farms. Action News Now reporter Lauren Cooper went on site to find out what's really going on. Rice, the one food we never question. It's in almost every kitchen, every culture, every meal. Soft, comforting, reliable. Billions of people eat it daily without a second thought. But what if the bag sitting in your pantry wasn't as innocent as it looks? Some rice brands have been found with plastic pieces, harmful bacteria, and toxic metals that can slowly build up in your body. Even popular names you've trusted for years have faced recalls, quietly. Today, we're breaking down 5 rice brands to avoid and 2 that are safe. If you've got rice on the stove right now, hold up, you'll want to hear this first. Hashtag 5 Ben's Original Ready Rice. The brand that built its image on heat and eat convenience has had its trust cracked, literally. A product meant to save time ended up costing some people a dentist bill. In 2025, select lots of Ben's Original Ready Rice were recalled after small stones were found in the pouches. The affected products included long-grain white, whole-grain brown, and long-grain and wild varieties, all sold across major U.S. stores. The recall, summarized in FDA-linked notices, applied to 8.8-ounce microwave pouches with specific lot numbers and best buy dates in 2026. Ready-to-eat food should never include foreign materials, and under FDA recall standards, a stone is a serious physical hazard, capable of causing choking or chipped teeth. Why this matters? A chipped tooth isn't just a bad dinner experience. For people on blood thinners or heart medications, even a small cut in the mouth can bleed longer and increase blood pressure from stress. If swallowed, the debris can irritate the digestive tract, a painful surprise for anyone, especially those with hypertension, kidney issues, or recovering from surgery. How this happens? Microwave pouches feel safe, sealed, easy, familiar. But rice mills process massive quantities at lightning speed. If a single pebble slips through the sorting screen, it can end up sealed in your pouch, invisible until it hits your teeth. That's the risk of speed over inspection. Convenience saves time, but it can also hide small mistakes that turn into big problems. What you should do. If this brand is in your cabinet, check the lot code on the FDA's recall page. If your pouch matches, do not cook it. Return it or toss it. Want peace of mind tonight? Go back to basics. Cook dry rice you can rinse yourself. Swirl it in plenty of water and you'll see any tiny debris before it hits the pot. And here's a tip. California-grown rice tends to publish more safety testing and generally contains lower arsenic levels than some southern U.S. varieties, a small choice that supports kidney health long-term. You expect warm, fluffy rice, not a crunch that makes you flinch. One bad sound can ruin the whole meal. So take control, verify lot codes, rinse your grains, and skip the mystery inside sealed pouches. For those on heart or kidney meds, you probably grab ready rice for quick meals, and that's okay. Just protect your routine. Save recall links, scan barcodes, and keep one 5-pound bag of plain rice on hand. It costs less than a single clinic copay and lets you cook safely, rinse easily, and avoid last-minute worries. Ever found something odd in your rice and stopped buying that brand? You're not alone. If you need a quick backup, grab California medium grain or basmati rice. Rinse, cook, and finish with olive oil and a pinch of salt. That's flavor with control. No recall risk required. We're not here to scare you. We're here to spot patterns. When a heat and eat favorite makes national recall lists, that's your cue to double-check what's in your pantry. Keep ready pouches for busy nights, but make rinsed, visible grains your daily habit.
That small switch keeps your meals safe and your peace of mind intact.
Stay tuned. The next brand on our list passed the label test but failed the lab test. Landing at number 4, Lundberg Family Farms Wild Blends. Organic Heritage met a hygiene hiccup, a Class 2 recall for foreign material of rodent origin. The label said, Legacy. The lab said, Not tonight. The facts first. In 2024, certain lots of Lundberg Sustainable Wild Blend and Wild Gourmet Blend rice were pulled under a Class 2 FDA recall due to contamination with material of rodent origin. Reports from Chef's Store and Health.com cited the FDA, covering 7 states. No illnesses were reported, but the issue was real. Several retailers had already stocked the product before the recall hit the news. Under U.S. food law, anything with animal contamination is deemed adulterated, unsafe to eat. A Class 2 recall signals a health risk that's not usually life-threatening but still serious enough to warrant action. That's the opposite of what people expect from an organic family brand that sells clean eating. The packaging says Farm Heritage. The FDA note says, check your pantry. Why it matters for your health. Contaminated grains can carry bacteria like Salmonella or Leptospira, often found in rodent environments. If your immune system is weak or you're taking ACE inhibitors, diuretics, or blood thinners, a stomach infection or dehydration can hit harder. People with kidney conditions have even less margin for fluid or antibiotic side effects. Bottom line, a natural pantry staple shouldn't send you to urgent care. How it happens. Grains spend time in silos and warehouses. Organic storage avoids chemical fumigants, great for purity but tougher for pest control. If seals fail or inspections miss something, contamination can sneak in after harvest. That's when recalls appear. Tradition matters, but verification matters more. House, what to do if you have it. Check your bag's lot code against the FDA recall list. If it's a match, don't cook it, return, or toss it. If it's clear, still review how you store rice. Keep it in sealed containers with tight lids. Store in a cool, dry spot off the floor. Rotate older bags to the front. Keep it away from pet food and cleaning items. Want a safer swap? Try California medium grain or basmati rice with transparent lab testing. Rinse thoroughly until the water runs clear, then cook in plenty of water and drain. This helps remove any residue and lowers arsenic levels. Listen to the sound when you scoop. A soft rustle means fresh grain. A click or musty smell means trouble. Trust your senses. Verify the source. Quick health note for those on heart or kidney meds. If a food-related stomach bug strikes, dehydration can mess with blood pressure and kidney function fast. Keep oral rehydration salts handy, and if you see fever or blood in stools, don't self-treat, call your doctor. Rice. Moving on to number 3, Emerald River Premium Thai Jasmine Rice. Premium script on the sack. Glass in the recall notes. Here's the record. On March 6, 2024, certain 50-pound bags of Emerald River Premium Thai Jasmine Rice were recalled due to possible glass fragments. Shipments went out to Utah, Oregon, Texas, and Washington. The affected lots included code 115-2609-425. Best by September 4, 2025. That's a mountain of rice, and no home cook can spot a glass shard before it's too late. Why it matters. Glass fragments can chip teeth, cut gums, or lodge in the throat, especially dangerous for kids, seniors, and people with dental work. Regulators classify that as a major physical hazard in food. A single tiny shard can turn dinner into an ER visit. For those managing health conditions, if you're on blood thinners, a cut may bleed longer. If you have kidney disease or CKD-related anemia, even mild bleeding or vomiting can hit harder. What sounds like a small issue isn't small when your meds and metabolism are involved. Warning: listen before you cook. Pearl grains may look flawless, but if your scoop clicks against the bowl, pause. That brittle sound is your warning sign. Premium is just a font. Safety is a system. How do glass fragments sneak into rice? Modern grain lines move fast, really fast. Operators check flow through clear panels or inspection windows made of glass or acrylic. If a bulb or panel cracks near the belt, small shards can slip into the mix. Optical sorters catch most of them, but not every single one. That's why lot tracking and recall alerts exist. They're your safety net when something breaks before you take a bite. If you've bought a bulk sack, start with the lot code and best buy date. Compare them with the public recall notice. If it matches, don't sift, don't cook, just return it. If it doesn't, still stay cautious. Pour a cup into a metal bowl and stir gently. Listen for hard clicks. Rinse the rice under running water in a fine mesh strainer and watch for shiny flecks that move differently than grain. If you spot anything odd, toss it. When you do cook, use extra water and drain it afterward. It gives you one last chance to inspect before serving. Smart shopping next time. Skip those unbranded 50-pound sacks unless you actually run a kitchen. Opt for smaller, sealed retail bags with clear lot codes and importer info. Smaller packs turn over faster, meaning fresher, safer stock. Snap a photo of the bag and lot code before opening. That 5-second habit can save hours of worry later. And for home storage, airtight bins are your best friend. Keep them labeled with date and brand, off the floor, and away from light or overhead fixtures. If a bulb breaks nearby, stop and clean before refilling. Safety isn't hard, it's habit. Light, if you already cooked from a recalled batch. No panic if you feel fine. Most cases don't need treatment. But if you felt something sharp cut your mouth or noticed grit, contact your doctor or dentist. Keep the original packaging, it helps for reporting. And please, don't feed the leftovers to pets. Ever paused after hearing a strange click in your rice? You're not paranoid, you're paying attention. Premium rice tastes great. Premium safety tastes better. Coming up, the hidden metal story. At number 2, meet the everyday bag with a quiet problem. Great value, long grain enriched white rice. A budget brand with a hidden heavy metal chapter. The metal math you should know. In 2020, the FDA set a limit of 100 parts per billion, ppb, inorganic arsenic for infant rice cereal. In 2023, the European Union capped it at 0.20 milligrams per kilogram for polished white rice. But for adult rice in the U.S., there's still no federal cap, meaning you're shopping without a clear numeric safety line. Studies by the FDA and Consumer Reports keep showing the same trend. Southern U.S. long grain rice, Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, tends to carry higher inorganic arsenic. California medium grain runs lower. Basmati and jasmine often score cleaner. Brown rice typically contains more arsenic than white since the outer layer stays intact. The exact numbers change with soil and season, but the pattern stays steady enough to guide your grocery list. Heart. why it matters for your health. Inorganic arsenic harms the kidneys over time and puts strain on the heart. If you're taking ACE inhibitors, ARBs, or diuretics, you probably lean on rice as a gentle carb, but that habit can add long-term exposure. Kidneys with less reserve don't need the extra load from a metal your body can't process out. It's quiet chemistry. The pot bubbles, the grains shine, but what you can't see might be building up. Make it practical. Use the infant and EU limits as a rough guide for safer picks. You don't need to chase perfection, just reduce risk. Prefer California-grown medium grain when possible. Choose basmati or jasmine with clear origin and testing info. Rotate grains. Mix in quinoa, millet, barley, or potatoes to spread the load. Always rinse until the water runs clear, then cook with plenty of water, 6 to 10 parts to 1, and drain. That simple step can reduce arsenic levels and help you spot debris before it locks in. Label decoding tip. Enriched long grain, no origin listed, usually means the southern U.S. commodity pool where arsenic averages trend higher. Product of California on medium grain? A cleaner, safer bet. Snow white rice shouldn't come with hidden metals. Cook smart, rinse well, and remember, the quietest dangers are the ones worth noticing. The rice you can trust, and the one you should double-check. Basmati and jasmine rice from reputable exporters that publish their testing results are usually far cleaner than generic long-grain rice. And here's the truth. You don't need fancy boutique rice. You just need clarity. If a store-brand bag clearly lists its origin and testing details, great, it's a safe pick. If not, slide your cart one shelf over. Spending even 50 cents more could save your kidneys years of quiet damage you'll never feel until it's too late. Stick with California medium grain or verified basmati and jasmine. Rinse well, cook with extra water, and drain before serving. Heart. A quick note for caregivers. If you're the one cooking for someone on heart medication, make a simple rotation chart for your grains. Alternate types and brands weekly. Small swaps over time make a real difference. Have you ever noticed a taste change after switching rice brands or origins? That's your body noticing what the label doesn't say. Number 1. Amazon Private Label Rice. It's a bestseller online, thousands of 5-star reviews. But stars don't test soil. This brand's main issue? Unclear sourcing and metal contamination risks. The FDA's 2020 benchmark for infant rice cereal sets 100 parts per billion, ppb, as the arsenic limit. The European Union in 2023 went further, setting 0.20 milligrams per kilogram as the cap for polished white rice. The problem? Those limits don't yet apply to most adult rice in the U.S. So consumers are left guessing and trusting listings instead of lab reports. Independent testing projects have analyzed hundreds of rice products. Some meet strict limits, others don't. And in too many cases, the worst offenders are private label or online exclusive brands with little or no information about where the rice actually came from. Why this matters for your health. Inorganic arsenic quietly strains your kidneys and your heart. If you're on ACE inhibitors, ARBs, or diuretics, rice might be your safe comfort food. But if it's from a contaminated source, that comfort can come at a cost. People living with CKD have less margin for error. Even small amounts over time can add up. And when your body's under medication stress, that extra metal load is the last thing you need. Fast shipping is great, but soil chemistry and traceability don't move at 2-day speed. Buying rice online? Here's how to stay safe. When shopping online, filter for 100% California grown if you're buying medium grain. For long grain, choose basmati or jasmine from trusted exporters who share origin details and batch testing (COA). If there's no info listed, send a quick message before you buy. Do you have an arsenic test report for this batch meeting 0.20 milligrams per kilogram? If there's no reply, skip the listing. Safer kitchen habits. Rinse your rice until the water runs clear. Cook with 6 to 10 parts water to 1 part rice and drain after cooking. This simple step helps remove inorganic arsenic and gives you a last visual check before you serve. Rotate your grains, quinoa, millet, barley, so you're not relying on one crop all week. How to read the bag. Packaging tells a story. A printed state of origin equals good sign. A QR code linking to batch details, even better. A plain bag with no field or mill info equals you're trusting a warehouse, not a farmer. If you love ordering online, that's fine. Just mix convenience with caution. Buy one tested, transparent brand and one California-grown medium grain for your daily meals. Use basmati for aroma dishes, medium grain for bowls and stir-fries. You've just cut your risk without losing flavor or ease. Write this rule somewhere you'll see it. If it has no origin, it has no cart. That one line can save you from months of quiet exposure and guesswork. A final tip for heart patients. When switching rice types or cooking methods, keep your hydration consistent. If you start boiling rice in excess water, add salt at the table, not in the pot. You'll keep the flavor but avoid an unwanted sodium spike. Filter for origin. Favor brands that post real testing reports. And always cook smart to cut the risk. Would you pay 50 cents more for a bag that shows its metal test results? After 5 recalls and 2 close calls, transparency is worth every cent. The next 2 names actually do what they say. They list their origins clearly, publish real standards, and track every batch like responsible brands should. You won't find fragrance in the recipe or chlorine bleach in the story. They're also held to tighter arsenic limits, whether by design or by where they grow. That means fewer worries for families who rely on rice for gentle, dependable calories during heart or kidney care. No marketing fluff, no mystery, just honest grains with traceable paperwork and predictable results. We're not chasing perfection here, just rewarding transparency that holds up under a lab light. If you want rice that respects both your plate and your water bill, these 2 deserve a place in your kitchen. Bonus 1. Nishiki California Medium Grain, Calrose. When the label says California grown, it's telling the truth, and that matters. To set context, the FDA's 2020 guideline caps inorganic arsenic in baby rice cereal at 100 parts per billion, while the EU's 2023 rule limits it to 0.20 milligrams per kilogram in polished white rice. These benchmarks help smart shoppers make decisions based on evidence, not aesthetics. So, why Nishiki? Research from the FDA and multiple universities shows California-grown rice tends to have lower inorganic arsenic levels compared to rice from Arkansas, Louisiana, or Texas. Medium-grain Calrose varieties often score among the lowest. The secret lies in snowmelt irrigation and cleaner soils, free from old pesticide residues. You don't taste that in flavor, you feel it in peace of mind. Chronic arsenic exposure can slowly stress the kidneys and raise cardiovascular risks. Not ideal for people using ACE inhibitors, ARBs, or diuretics. Rice is meant to be gentle food, not a long-term gamble. Cooking tip: Rinse, swirl, pour, repeat. When the water runs clear, the rice cooks tender, never sticky. It carries sauces well and behaves like comfort food should. Consumer Reports once found that boiling rice in extra water and draining it afterward can cut arsenic levels by roughly 30%. Pair that with California sourcing, and you've already done most of the work towards safer eating. Label check. Nishiki prints product of USA and specifies California medium grain. Each batch runs through JFC International's traceable supply chain, a step up from unmarked sacks with vague origins. Pro shopping tip: look for California on the label. Skip U.S. grown unless the brand names a state or shares field data. If you can find a batch certificate, save it. And if Nishiki's not on the shelf, any verified California medium grain with traceable lots is a smart alternative. Use plenty of water, drain well, and let the rice rest for a few minutes before serving. Rotate with verified basmati or jasmine rice to spread exposure evenly. This pick isn't about hype, it's about trust. No glitter, no big claims, just steady fields, clean water, and honest records. Small bonus habit: rinse for 30 seconds, use 6 cups of water per cup of rice, drain, then salt. Store sealed in a cool, dry place and finish within a year. Even rice cookers can play along. Rinse first and rinse again at the end. Simple, repeatable care that adds up over time. Bonus 2. Tilda Basmati Rice. When Tilda says true basmati, it's not a slogan. It's a standard backed by the fields themselves. The EU sets a strict arsenic limit of 0.20 milligrams per kilogram for polished white rice. And because Tilda sells across those markets, it must stay below that threshold. That built-in accountability gives U.S. shoppers a reliable reference even when local labels skip the numbers. Tilda's grains stay long, fragrant, and clean, proof that good sourcing doesn't have to be a mystery. Why basmati anyway? Over the years, independent testing, including from Consumer Reports, has consistently shown that basmati rice from India and Pakistan tends to have lower levels of inorganic arsenic than typical U.S. long-grain rice. Pair that natural advantage with a brand that clearly states its origin, and you get comfort food without the hidden risk. Lower baseline arsenic means less strain on your kidneys over time, a quiet but meaningful win, especially for those managing chronic kidney issues or taking heart medications like diuretics, ACE inhibitors, or ARBs. Rice should comfort you, not add invisible stress to your system. Lift the lid and you'll know why people love it. The steam carries a light floral note, the long grains stay separate, and the texture feels right. It smells like dinner, not lab work. Real basmati pairs its aroma with documentation, not just decorative packaging and fancy font. Sourcing that stands up. Here's where Tilda earns its trust. The company sources rice strictly from recognized basmati growing regions in India and Pakistan and supports purity verification programs used by regulators. Every batch can be traced from the field to the bag. It's not about romance, it's about logistics done right. Clear origin beats vague promises every single time. Cooking for control. Want to take one extra step? Rinse your rice thoroughly, then cook it in plenty of water and drain it afterward. Consumer Reports once noted that this method can reduce inorganic arsenic levels by roughly 30%. Prefer the absorption method? Rinse longer, use moderate portions, and vary your rice types through the week. Always check the package for batch codes and a traceable importer address. Avoid bulk sacks with faded print and no customer service contact. Store rice in a cool, dry place and use a clean scoop each time to prevent contamination. Yes, basmati at this standard costs more. But what you're paying for is clarity, consistency, and peace of mind. If not, Tilda. Choose another basmati brand that clearly lists India or Pakistan as the country of origin and is sold by a major retailer with a verified quality program. When possible, use the boil and drain method for an added layer of safety. The FDA's 2020 benchmark for baby rice cereal sets the inorganic arsenic action level at 100 parts per billion. While that rule doesn't apply to adults, many careful households use it as their personal standard. Meanwhile, the European Union limits arsenic in polished white rice to 0.20 milligrams per kilogram, which gives you a reliable global reference point. 2 trusted anchors. 1 smarter pantry. A simple kitchen routine. Soak rice for 20-30 minutes. Rinse until the water runs clear. Simmer in extra water, then drain and let it rest. Salt after draining, not before. Cooking for kids or elders daily? Rotate with California medium grain rice to mix your sources. Skip brown rice if you're watching metal exposure. The bran layer holds more arsenic. Keep a small note on your fridge with lot numbers and dates for quick tracking in case of recalls. Simple habit, big peace of mind. Rice is called gentle, but not every bag lives up to that name. Some hide stones, metals, or mystery origins. What's the worst rice experience you've had? Gritty, sticky, or from a recall list? Share it below. Want to build a clean, worry-free pantry? Tap the left side and subscribe for weekly grocery truths, real data, clear origins, and quiet confidence in what's on your plate.